Up with your earth signs? I hope you guys are doing amazing. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Moon. So this may resonate for your sun, moon, rising, or Venus signs. It's timeless. It could resonate whenever you're seeing this. It may not resonate for every earth sign though, so please don't force it to fit. Please use your discernment. And let's get into the message. So there's a very, very heavy presence of spirit guides around whoever I'm reading for today, okay? It's funny because I know the other day I sang that Michael Jackson song, but it's actually coming through again. So it's like, another day is gone, I'm still all alone. How could this be that you're not here with me? And this feels like it's just someone who is just so connected to the stars, right? Like, it's kind of like trickling over a little bit from the last reading I did in a way, but it's different. Like, this is kind of feels like a very different collective because, like, you seem to be someone who knows. Let me finish this song, man. Like, you never said goodbye. Someone tell me why did you have to go and leave my world so cold? Every day I sit and ask myself, how did love slip away? Something whispers in my ear and says that you are not alone. I am here with you, though you're far away. I am here to stay, but you are not alone. And I am here with you, though we're far apart. You're always in my heart. Alright? So it's like, I just felt like I had to get that out for some reason. So look, this message is for someone that you know that you're a light in this world, okay? You seem to be very well aware of that. You know that you have the capacity to light other people up. You know that you have the capacity to read the signs of the universe. You can read signs from the multiverse for some of you. You know, you understand that we are all interconnected. Like, and this is who I'm reading for today. You understand this, okay? And I just, like, when I started this reading, there was something like, just, it kind of felt like sort of covering my throat chakra. You know, some of you may be sort of struggling, like, with your throat chakra, and I think that's why this card has come out too. You know, I think it's important for you guys to breathe deeply at this time and, like, really pay attention to your breath. If you're not meditating, okay? If you're meditating, that's the thing with meditation. Like, once you just meditate and do your breath work, like, it's just automatic. It's your breathing is deeper, longer. You know, your blood pressure is lower and stuff like that, and it just, like, happens automatically, but you just have to, like, train yourself into it first. So, like, meditating in the morning is really good. You know, yoga, meditation, breath work in the morning is really good. But yeah, it's just like, I don't know, it feels like it's for someone, like, you're very well aware of, you know, your potential. You're connected to God, like, you're connected to one. You understand a lot about the matrix. You understand a lot about just, like, synchronicity. Like, some of you could be very well, like, advanced at reading signs from the universe. Like, and what's really interesting is, in the current energy, we've got the Venetian Galactic Council, which is the star being guides. And then we've also got the Halls of Learning, which is the spirit guides, okay? So I'll show you these two cards. So, yeah, so you've got, you know, star family trying to prompt you into taking action on something, all right? And it's like, you got to do something that's going to make you stand out. You got to do something that's going to make you shine, okay? And it's funny because you're getting support from the star beings as well as your spirit guides at the same time. And they're very, very strong around this collective because There's something you're being guided to do that is going to make you stand out, okay? But I feel like you were born to do that, okay? And you're getting a lot of confirmations from your spirit guides that, you know, you've integrated a lot of lessons. You know, it's safe for you to shine. You're also getting a lot of signs, like some of you are getting heavy communication from your spirit guides. If this is your message, like you've been getting a lot of them, and they keep reminding you that you are not alone. Like that's why I felt called to sing that song, because it's almost like, you know, you feel this like connection to the cosmos, and you know, potentially beings outside of this planet, you know, but also beings here. But it's just, there's something here that your star family is telling you you have to answer the call. Like you have to answer the call. It's funny because that just came out in reverse too. So that's what I mean. It's like for some of you, this means like expressing your truth. This could be like something to do with you telling a story or speaking up about what you know, because like what you know could really stand out, and yeah, it might like, you know, cause some like cognitive dissonance for people and all of that. I guess like whoever you are, you're very, you know, like hypersensitive to, you know, how other people can potentially perceive you and your truth and all of that. But like this is why the spirit guides are so heavy around you, okay? Like some of you, this thing that you've been called to shine with, let's see what this is. Because it's important. Like I'll tell you what's so important. Like I feel like screaming. Like it's important because it's something like you're so fucking in tune, whoever you are, but there's something that you're not seeing from a higher perspective right now. We got another ace, okay? And this thing that you're not seeing from a higher perspective is that you have to do something. Like there's something you're being called to do that you're not like, you haven't been seeing it clearly for some reason, and you're about to see it clearly, okay? That's for sure. But this is like with your psychic energy, or your creative energy, okay? This is about the things that were like taken from you as a child, or the aspects of yourself that you may not have got to explore freely as a child as well. So this is about you really coming back to your inner child. Oh, fuck, and my throat is clamming up. It's like, I don't know, someone could be like afraid to speak, or afraid to sing, afraid to stand out, afraid to just be seen. You know, like there's fear here, but like you have such a fucking strong connection to the universe, and you really know that you're different to other people. You know that. It's like, yeah, you're not a stranger to that truth. Like I feel like you could be someone who maybe you see a lot of messages, a lot of, you know, synchronicities of like you being a light worker, like what you're here to do in this world. But there's a childhood trauma for whoever I'm picking up on today. There's a childhood trauma that you are still like learning about and kind of going through, or overcoming and integrating, maybe even just becoming aware of a specific childhood trauma. This is something from the past. I feel very strongly. Something from the past, from childhood, where your voice was suppressed. Alright? Look what just come the fuck out. Man, sorry for swearing so much. This is about the influence that you're supposed to have in this world, right? This is about you really owning the fact that, owning what you already know you're here to do, like, and really rocking with it. But there's something from the past. So for some of you, this could be like religious trauma, okay? You know, this could also be like when you were a kid, you may have like actually like it's giving me like a little kid that like is at school or something, and they're like, yeah, viva la revelation, like, and just like has the capacity to just like get all the kids routed up and, and like, you know what I mean, just, and they're all running out and you're the leader and they're all like following behind you and like everyone's screaming viva la revelation, viva la revolution. Like, you've always had this ability to like influence people. This is who this message is for. Yet there's this fear of like the power that you hold to actually influence people. Okay, but you know, the fear is, this is the thing with fear, you got to run towards it, because that's where your purpose is. Your purpose is on the other side of your fear. And you know, I feel like whoever you are very comfortable in the knowing that like you just are a light worker, right? Okay, so some of you, like, you may have spoken a lot of things like when you were younger. Say you grew up in a religious family, right? And you started speaking about like spiritual shit and, I don't know, like synchronicities and the universe and all this stuff, and just say that the church or your parents didn't approve of that, and they shut your voice down, right? So what they did was they shut down an aspect of your inner child, your inner spiritual child. Horn for confirmation, right? We've got so many different aspects of our inner child. We got our angry inner child, our vulnerable inner child, our spiritual inner child, our magical inner child, just our normal inner child. We've got so many different aspects of it. And this is something to do with your spiritual inner child. Okay, this is some kind of freaking thing going on where you've been learning a lot. I feel like whoever you are, you love to learn. Okay, you learn a lot through whatever like information you're drawn to, whatever you just come to realize within yourself as well. You know, some of you be tapped into the Akashic records, and you have been. This is what I feel like. You've been tapped in since you was a kid. Like, some of you really be going into that dome. You know, like, what I'm saying is there's some very gifted children in this world, and when they get placed in, you know, religious environments and you know, their gifts can like shut down because their belief system changes. And when you're a kid, your belief system is just basically like mostly what your soul bring in, right? And then over time that changes because of the outside world. So this is about you looking back to yourself, like really imagining yourself. And I'm for some reason I'm feeling around 6 years old for whoever this is for. So think about yourself when you were 6 years old. This is, I don't know why, but I'm feeling called to say this. Think about yourself when you were about 6 years old. What were the things that you were saying? What was your family going to church? And also ask yourself, how would you like describe yourself in five ways? Like, really ask yourself that, and ask yourself, how would you describe yourself at 6 years old in about 5 ways or 5 words? And then you'll be able to kind of see how you have drifted from a way that you used to be, which is a version of you that didn't have limitations or fear because of, just didn't have limitations and fears of things and like people's reactions and stuff. You know, like, your inner child has so much courage. When we're children, we can literally run around naked. We don't care. There's no shame, right? Children, they have no shame. And this is what society does. They project their shame onto us and program shame into the children. And then the children become ashamed to speak their truth. The children become ashamed to shine, right? They become ashamed to sing, right? Maybe somebody said to you, you're a bad singer, or, you know, don't quit your day job, or some fucking bullshit like that, right? You know, maybe you were talking to people at church and they shut down what you were just wanting to explore with a person, right? You just wanted to explore consciousness with a person, and they overrode that and they said, no, that's incorrect. Like, or maybe you questioned the stories that you were being told, right? Maybe you're like, well, what, are you sure that Adam did that to Eve? And like, you know what I mean? Right? But it's like you are of a different breed, like you're cut from a different cloth. You know, I feel like you've always felt different. And it's because like you have this power inside you to really influence people through your throat chakra. Okay, so like this could be singing, this could be speaking, this could be writing, this could be just like knowledge, you know, this could also be like hearing, like you could hear things. But I really feel like some of you, this is for someone like you was a child and you was really tapped in, like you could go into this dome and just answer, like say you go to school and you knew all the answers to every question on the test, but you never like some of you may not even remember this, like, but you never like studied for the test or the pop quiz, like, but you just knew all the answers because you could tap into the Akashic records. Like, this is what I'm saying, like someone had this gift when they were a kid, and they also had the ability to tap into infinite knowledge as a kid. And it's like you tried to share that knowledge or put your input in with the adults, and they were like, shut up. You know, shut up. The adults are talking, like, you know what I mean? And it could have left you feeling like this, you know, rejected and hurt and sort of wounded by the way they were treating you just because you were little. Like, just because you're a little person, it didn't mean that you weren't, you know, an individual that could offer value to the conversation. You know, just because I'm little and wearing a nappy, it don't mean I ain't tapped in, motherfuckers. I just cannot. That is like the most funniest thing I think I ever said in my life. But anyway, your spirit guides are giving you like confirmations about like the power that you hold, the power that you yield, the influence that you can have. Like you keep constantly getting reminded of this, whoever this is for, okay? You are constantly reminded of like, and shown through dreams and shown through your feelings and stuff, like, yeah, like I can be this. It's like, I can be this, I can be this, I can be this. But the trauma from the childhood or whatever happened there, it's like, oh no, like, maybe I can't be this. You know what I mean? It's just some kind of limiting belief, you know? And to be honest, I feel like whoever you are, you should like sit down and like try to converse with your spirit guides, potentially try to converse with your star family, about like how to clear this childhood trauma, okay? Because, you know, there's a lot of different ways you can clear childhood trauma and bring it up and stuff. Mostly it's just talking, you know, like just talking for long periods of time with someone that you trust can really help. Somebody that isn't trying to, you know, direct the conversation either. Like someone just present that can just listen, because like, yeah, it's really good to just talk and talk and talk and talk and talk, because you come to a lot of realizations yourself, and like memories come up and stuff like that can help you to understand maybe why you are struggling to shine, okay? Because you're born to shine. Like you have this light inside of you that's meant to be shining, but there's this trauma that's blocking you from shining. So, you know, ask yourself, what was I like at 6 years old? And how have you drifted from that personality to how you are now? Okay? Are you more reserved than you were as a child? Are you more afraid to speak your truth now than you were as a child? Were you more, I don't know, like expressive? Were you more maybe singing a lot, maybe doing a lot of things that you did unapologetically that maybe now you're a little bit more afraid to do? You know, like for some of you, if people have shut your voice up over time or told you to, like, you know, that you're a bad singer, or like say that, I don't know why that's coming out, but I feel like somebody has been through that. Like, because for me personally, I've never experienced that, but like people telling me that my voice is bad and all of that, you know, but I know that some people go through that, and I feel like someone in this collective has been through that, like potentially bullied, or like I'm saying, bullied by the church, you know, bullied by fucking Christians, or bullied by Mormons, you know, like, and I'm not coming for the Christians and I'm not coming for the Mormons, but what I'm saying is like, someone has definitely been impacted, like their inner child has been impacted, and it's time to like find the lesson that is tied to this and allow yourself to shine. Because you suppressing your voice, you suppressing just your authentic way of being, your authentic truth, your authentic voice, like, you know, you can sing and the shit doesn't have to be perfect, you know, and you don't need to judge yourself and beat yourself up just because it wasn't perfect. You know, you can speak and it doesn't have to make sense, right? You know, this is the beauty of like divine feminine energy, is that it doesn't have to make sense until it does. You can just speak in spirals and speak and freaking speak blah 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 and it may not make sense for a long time until it does, right? But you got to allow yourself to like get in that flow state. Allow yourself to speak your truth, okay? Because what's coming in is you're going to need to start seeing this from a higher perspective. That's what's going on in the future position, because we got the third eye activation coming in too. So you're going to be able to see something very clearly, okay? Maybe this reading is going to trigger something in you. But yeah, this is something about the energy within your third eye, and also the energy within your throat chakra, okay? And, you know, potentially just a little bit of, you know, some debris there because of trauma from childhood. So yeah, it's like really full on. Look at that little baby. You know, some of you may have just been so happy as children, and maybe over time you became like, you know, different, you know, darker, depressed, anxiety, like, you know, there's something that's holding you back from just being who the fuck you came here to be, right? And unapologetically. So that song's playing, like, just the other night I thought I heard you cry. And just as I'm saying that, Archangel Michael comes out, right? Divine protection, synchronicity right there, right? Archangel Michael, it has been, you know, watching over whoever you are. Like, Archangel Michael has been watching you. They know you have the heart. He knows you have the heart of a warrior. He is protecting you, right? He's sending you signs and synchronicities, okay? Michael is one of your spirit angels. Like, he's one of your spirit guides too. And yeah, he could see that, you know, some of you are really struggling because of this trauma, like from the childhood, you know. However, some kind of adults influenced you as a kid. It's like you didn't deserve it, but like for some reason your soul needed it and wanted it, so that you'd be able to, you know, when you did open up your throat chakra, you'd be like, the king of this shit, like, I feel like I'm the king of this shit, like, rah! Right, like Snow White, like, ah! Breaking shit. You know, like, some of you could have just been really good at something. You know, maybe you intimidated people when you were a child. You know, I wouldn't be surprised. And it's highly unlikely, you know, that the adults would tell you that when you got older, you know. But everyone, I really believe that everyone has like a guardian angel in their childhood, even if it's not their parents. It might even be like a parent's friend, or, you know, some kind of person, or an uncle, or like an extended family member that, my ears are ringing so loud, like, that serves as a guide or a protector or even an observer of the child. So I feel really called to say this. So some of you, if you have someone that knew you as a child, right, especially around the time when you were 6 years old, it might actually benefit you to go and talk to that person about how you were as a kid and how you were treated around adults and what you were like, especially if you struggle to remember, okay? Because, you know, if you struggle to remember your childhood, that's because you were experiencing a lot of trauma. You know, some people have like big gaps in their childhood, and it's because they were suffering, like potentially in silence, or they were suffering from abuse. you know, and it's just like so deep in the back of the mind that you don't even remember, right? But yeah, talking to someone that knew you as a child, that I really feel like some of you have like this angel that observed you as a kid that you could talk to, that could actually give you some information about yourself to help you understand like what it is that you're struggling with on a deeper level. I just split that on Archangel Michael, okay? Archangel Michael is really trying to bring someone toward you or guiding you toward somebody, even through this reading. So this person's going to be able to bring you some kind of clarity or validation about your childhood. You know, like they may have witnessed you tapping into your abilities when you were a child, right? And this shit that you may have forgotten. They may have witnessed you in action, like fucking talking to the spirits, you know, like look like you're talking to the wall or something, you know, maybe playing outside, talking to your imaginary friends, talking to your spirit guides, right? This is important. And you might have gone up to this adult and told them something about who you were talking to. Like, I'm dead serious. Like, this is coming through for a reason, okay? Because I really feel like you have someone has information that they could give you. Just as I'm pulling that, we got in an oracle, it says you are the channel, deja vu, self-fulfilling prophecy. So I just feel like that's confirming, you know. I don't know why I'm saying this, but I feel like it's channeling, you know, it's being channeled for a reason so that something can really come into balance for you. Now, if you guys don't have access to anyone from your childhood, try your best to communicate with your spirit guides. Say, show me myself, show me where the trauma is, show me what's blocking me. Pray to God, pray to the Creator, pray to whoever you want to pray to the angels. Say, show me what happened in my childhood that is blocking me from being able to express myself, express my throat chakra energy. Okay? Ask them, and they'll show you. Ask the angels, and they'll show you. They'll either show you in a dream, they'll show you something, right? Or they'll bring a person to you. Archangel Michael's at your beck and call, right? He's at your beck and call, because this is what I mean. Some of you really got attacked by the devil, you know, like, or devil consciousness. You really did at a young age, and you may not just have realized it, and there's just something there, like, that's caused a lot of fear for this, fear in the throat chakra, you know, fear of your own knowledge, fear of your own truth. Like, what the fuck, why would you fear your own truth and fear the influence that you could have? That doesn't make sense, right? That's just not natural. Like, it should just be normal for you to operate in the world fearlessly and speak your truth and, you know, influence how you choose to, without having fear about it, you know? You should be able to, like, I feel like saying you should be able to sing without being afraid, you know? You should be able to speak without being afraid of, like, backlash. You should be, you know? And the only reason you're not, the only reason you could be afraid of it is because of the things you have experienced in childhood. Some of you maybe your teenage years as well, right? But yeah, this collective is definitely, don't get me wrong, because I feel like you guys, you're very unique, you're very special, you're very just supported by a lot of like light workers. Like, I feel like you could come across a lot of light workers, or connect with light workers, but yeah, like, there's something you have to kind of like learn about yourself before you can see clearly what it is about yourself that's holding you back, right? Because yeah, you know, your negative thoughts, your negative emotions and all that, it was never yours to begin with, right? It was someone else projecting shame onto you, projecting pain and hurt and sadness and fear onto you, and projecting all that shit, right? And then you assuming that's you, and like there's something wrong with you, and then you suppressing your voice, and like this is what's trying to be freed for this collective. So, you know, I also feel like some of you are about to have a very significant dream, a very significant dream. This dream you may see, you're going to see something. All right, some of you are about to see something that you're going to be called to create, okay? Or you might see like or hear like a music, you may hear a line, you may like read a book in the astral or something that's going to spark you up to want to create something, okay? And it's going to help you to see things from a higher perspective, right? But you must ask, you know, if you want this fear to subside, and say, you know, crystals aren't working, or like, you know, you say you're trying all these things and it's just not working, or you're trying to build your confidence up and it's just not working. This is an unconscious thing that's going on, right? This is a subconscious thing that's going on. So ask your guides for support, okay? They are always going to be there for you, right? You are not alone, right? I'm telling you, Trav, my ears are ringing, like, it's like, they're gonna be there for you. They're gonna show you the path forward, right? Because, you know, it's your potential that's on the line here. You know what I mean? All right. So yeah, some of you about to get like your third eye could be about to crack open too. Yeah, you may have, you know, memories about your family being very selfish. You know, potentially family members plotting against you, and all of that stuff. But it's just, you know, it's going to come up. You know, you may start, ask the angels for help, tell them what's blocking you, show me what's blocking me, and you may start to have memories come up, right? And them trying to like blind you to the truth, like especially if you've grown up around religion, like people trying to blind you from the truth, people trying to instill fear into you, right? It's time for that fear to go. Like that fear, it has no place in your life except for what it's teaching you right now. It's teaching you that you're afraid of something because that's your biggest power, right? You're afraid to speak something because that's your biggest influence you could have, right? You're afraid to sing because that's the thing that could attract the most people, right? It could attract the most attention to you. Things like that, tribe. So, you know, just take care, and just know your guides are not going to let you ignore what for some of you is your biggest gift and greatest gift. And this may come with a spiritual awakening, a very sudden spiritual awakening. This may come with a big activation in the third eye, but at the end of it all, you're going to be able to see it all from a higher perspective, and it's not going to be able to hold you back anymore, right? Whatever this fear is, it won't hold you back anymore, okay? So, yeah, and some of you are channels as well. Like, this is why I'm talking about the throat chakra. It's come up so much today. Your channels, you know, like you're here to literally channel through your throat chakra, channel your knowledge from the cosmos, from the higher realms, channel it, right? So to do that, we must first find what's blocking it, right? And what's preventing it from flowing with ease. So yeah, I love you guys so much. I hope this helps. Let me know if it resonated, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.